I'm Brooks Downing, Chairman of the Bluegrass Sports Commission, and I would like to welcome each of you here today. Honorable Mayor Jim Gray, I don't know if Commissioner Reed made it down, others distinguished guests, and of course our Board of Directors. Today we are glad you are here for what will be a very special announcement. Without stating the obvious, sports here in Central Kentucky plays a vital role in our culture. UK basketball set the standard for the sport for the past 100 plus years. The KHSAA Sweet 16 is still the greatest show on earth. Central Kentucky is the horse capital for a vast global industry. This community puts out more pro baseball and now basketball players than just about any community its size. Even in the outlying areas, our communities surrounding Lexington, schools like EKU, Center College, Kentucky State, and Georgetown College continue to represent our region as a sports hotbed. And of course, who can forget the Legends, the Red Mile, and of course Keeneland, which will play host to the 2015 Breeders' Cup. Our Sports Commission, originally established almost 2 decades ago, was to leverage sports for the betterment of Lexington and our surrounding sister communities. Earlier this year, we paid tribute for the 3rd time to 2 local media legends, Jim Host and Tom Hammond, with our annual sports awards. For the first time since '96, the famed Kentucky-Indiana All-Star Game was played in June at Transylvania University. And this summer, the Sports Commission celebrated our 30th year of the Bluegrass State Games, where again, 16,000 athletes participated in a variety of disciplines. And each year, that event alone has an economic impact of more than $6 million to Lexington. These are all Sports Commission properties that we are very proud of. Thankfully, our local leadership gets it, and it starts with Mayor Gray. To borrow a phrase from Alan Stein, Mayor Gray's support of our efforts creates a win-win result. A win for our organization and having the ability to continue to create and attract events to this region, and a win for the city of Lexington through heads in beds, restaurant and shopping spends, and increased general awareness of what this great community has to offer. Our mission is simple: to be responsible for recruiting, growing, executing, and attracting sporting events of all sizes and types that serve Central Kentucky by increasing economic activity and/or improving our quality of life for our citizens. So before we move forward with an announcement of our new Executive Director of the Bluegrass Sports Commission, I would like to welcome with many thanks, Mayor Gray.
Brooks, thank you. You do a great job of crowding the winner's circle. We appreciate that. Now, and we want to welcome, well, we're welcoming everybody here, and you're going to make the big announcement. All right, sir. Well, let me talk just a little bit about the commission itself. The commission has a incredible potential, and with the new executive director, who comes in with a lot of experience from the University of Kentucky, he knows how to help grow and develop all that we've got right here. Some of our citizens may not know that much about the commission, but it does an extraordinary and incredibly important role. It has an incredibly important job, and Brooks just illustrated it well. It is largely self-funded. The commission is, and it has a volunteer board. It coordinates the Bluegrass State Games. Brooks just talked about that, which just finished its 30th year in Kentucky with an annual economic impact of about $6 million. The commission also hosts the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star Game, which celebrates the very best that our state produces in the sport of high school basketball. And it is playing an active role to ensure the success of the 2015 Breeders' Cup. So congratulations to everybody here. The big announcement, we're going to bring that. Brooks, you're going to come back up with the big announcement, and thanks to all of you for being here today.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Gray. In mid-July, Terry Johnson, our prior executive director of the Sports Commission, accepted another position here in the local sports community, so we set out to find a suitable replacement. We created a search committee from within our board to seek out a new leader. Serving on that committee were Alan Stein, our past chair and president of the Stein Group, David Bertram, CEO of Volar Inc., Rick Ford, CEO of iHigh, Kim Shelton, formerly of the YMCA, now Vice President at JMI Sports. Jonathan Davis of the Retirement Tax Advisory Group. Chris Zander, the Executive Director of Kentucky Youth Soccer. It's an impressive search committee that just gives you the glimpse of what our board is comprised of. Area sports officials and local leaders who volunteer in an effort to impact our hometowns here in the heart of the Bluegrass. Our subsequent national search yielded several highly qualified individuals. It was rewarding yet humbling to see the great interest many had not only in our position, but in Lexington, Kentucky, or as my mother refers to call it, God's country. We narrowed down the list, conducted a series of interviews, and at the end of the day, settled on a gentleman who moved here 8 years ago and now calls Lexington home. For our sports commission, he has the perfect skill set and network. He was the general manager of the UK Athletics Media Rights Project at IMG Sports for the past 2 years after serving on the sales team prior to that appointment. He just happened to be a standing board member with our commission as well. And once we discovered his interest and his passion for this position, along with the plans and direction he wants to take us, he was clearly, in sports terms, a home run hire. And not just for our organization, but for Lexington and all of Central Kentucky. With his extensive background in sales and marketing, we are excited about the potential for significant growth under his leadership. And we want to welcome his wife, Lori Beth, to our fold as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your new president and CEO of the Bluegrass Sports Commission, Brian J. Miller.
Well, thank you guys for being here, and thank you to the search committee for giving me this wonderful opportunity. It's a very exciting time, not only for Lori Beth and I, but I think it's an exciting time for the Sports Commission. It dates back to the original board members of LASA, the Lexington Area Sports Authority, who had a vision to put together, based primarily on volunteer, put together an organization that can make a difference in the sports community in Lexington, Kentucky. We are doing that. Today is a day that they dreamed about many years ago, that we would have a full staff. And that is one of the reasons that I'm here today. And I want to identify a few of those key staff members. We have a gal who's ran the Bluegrass State Games very well for the last 5 years, Amy Ratliff, a director of sales and marketing, and Brian Poley. And new to our team this week, a partnership with the Breeders' Cup in Keeneland, an executive director of the Breeders' Cup Downtown Festival, Laura Pruitt. I look forward to serving with them this great community and continuing to make an impact in a town that has really embraced me and my family, and we will continue to make sports the conduit, the fun factor, and the economic engine of Lexington, Kentucky. My last 8 years, I have worked for one of the greatest universities in this country. The University of Kentucky Athletic Department has taught me so much on how important sports can play in a community. I look forward to taking some of those lessons and principles and applying them in a grander scale with various events and partnerships throughout the Central Kentucky area. I've been involved for 3 weeks now, meeting across the state with the National Association of Sports Commissions in Cincinnati, the Louisville Sports Commission in Louisville, and countless organizations that have sought help and are looking to make their events better so they can have a deeper and richer economic impact in this community. We will do that. We will be that answer for folks that are looking to bring events to town. We will continue to work with corporate partners to make bigger events happen. And we will continue, as this board and organization has always done, to make a strong economic impact in Lexington. I want to tell you a little bit about why I'm here today and what has brought me to working with and serving for Mayor Gray and the City of Lexington and the Bluegrass Sports Commission. It's easy to hear in the voice of Brooks Downing the excitement, and Alan Stein, who should have been up here and said a few words. You can hear the excitement in these guys' voice about the potential and the possibility that the Bluegrass Sports Commission can have. And it was these people that are standing behind me today that I believe in, that believed in to me, that have this shared vision and a shared goal to absolutely dominate with Lexington, Kentucky, and sports in the sports industry, and we will do that. It's a shared vision, it's a shared goal, it's very exciting, and we will continue to make a real impact in this community. It won't be done alone, it will be done with partnerships and collaboration. I look forward to working with the folks at Visit Lex. I look forward to working with the folks in this community that are business owners and business leaders, the volunteers, the event organizers. It is going to take a village, and I'm confident that with the relationships and the people we have, not only behind me, but in this room, together we will make a difference. Thank you.